What's up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. And we have a huge patch coming. In just a few hours, goalies will do better on mid-range shots. That's literally it. Which is fine because I'm not saying it's not needed. It's absolutely needed on top of many other things. So it's crazy to me that they're doing this hot fix for goalkeepers, but that's it. So I wanted to point out this video from 2 months ago where we had this disconnection bug, right? And we pretty much learned that players could exploit it. And guess what? It's still going on today. Not as prominent at all, but it is still going on. If you scroll through any comments in my videos, if you scroll through any the social media for UFL, Reddit, whatever, you can go through anything and you're going to see bug after bug, exploit after exploit. Many we've talked about on this channel. And it just drives me crazy that they're doing a hot fix and that is all they're fixing. I mean, no adding in animation so the first time fake shot that has been in there since day one will stop looking like a float. No changing the situation with the corner flick that's been there since forever. No fixing the lob through ball that is literally the biggest exploit, ruining the game, allowing players that should not otherwise win or be in games to win and at least stay in games by scoring goals that they aren't earning, right? So with that being said, all we get is a goalie fix for mid-range shots in the hot fix. And 2 months ago, a disconnect glitch is still prevailing today. At least even if it's still around at all, that's crazy to me. And I'm just making the point that this is what we get over and over and over from strikers. So if they can just come out and say, this is where we're at, we're not capable, we don't want these rats in the game, we know they're taking advantage of our lack of quality as a development company, but we do want to give you a quality game, we just can't do it, I would respect that so much more. However, we never see it. We see a lot of ignoring. We saw a lot of back and forth early on, but even that seems to have gone away. You guys correct me if I'm wrong. It seems like they paid a price for trying to communicate heavily with the player base and not be able to deliver. So all they can do now is kind of hide, and it's just, I'm not mad at people for continuing to play the game. I want this game to succeed. However, I am mad that there are players that are willing to just sit through and suffer through these exploits over and over and over. I wouldn't even say mad. That's not the right word, right? Because I am playing eFootball and I'm having a blast, right? I can't stand the meta over there. It drives me crazy. I've made videos about it. It's not a perfect game by any means, but you have the ability to play beautiful football, and their biggest problem is something that they added to help lesser skilled players that just happen to be taken over and used as a meta. That can easily be removed. UFL's biggest problem is exploits. FC's biggest problem is the community, which was driven to the toxicity level that it's at, that just looks for anything to feed on, to get exploits, to get wins, to get the next pack, to get the coins, and it's crazy, and that's why FC is not somewhere where I want to be. eFootball is a perfect place, and UFL could be because I have a whole community of great people that play UFL. If it wasn't for my community, I would say UFL is way worse as far as rats goes, especially now because of the direction the game went and strikers' lack of ability to remove these exploits. However, I know there's a lot of good people playing this game because they're in my community that want to play real football. I had 2 games on my last stream. Go watch them. One of the players commented, like, it was so awesome playing the game with no exploits. This game could be fun, and he's right. It could be, however, that's just not the reality. There is exploits, and you have to get lucky to face players like my opponent. I should have looked up his name from YouTube, or at least his PSN, and shouted him out. I will do that. I guarantee you watch this video. Leave a comment below so I can shout you out at least in the comments, because we had a great game, right? I prevailed, but on another day, maybe you could have won. And if everybody played that way, yes, despite some of the problems with UFL, it would be fine because we weren't looking to use the exploits. We could have, but we didn't want to. We wanted to play football. Since most players aren't like that, strikers, you need to do more than just a goalie fix during these hot fixes or during these patches, and you need to figure out how to fix things without breaking more things, right? I understand you're a newer company, it's a newer game, but patience only goes so far, because patience in still playing the game and supporting the game means suffering through a lot of nonsense, right? Playing a game that's supposed to be a football simulator and not getting football at all, because the rats turn it into an exploit fest. So you either do the exploits and compete with them, or you don't and you lose to players that you're better than. Either way, it's literally like torture, especially for competitors who, obviously, we are all competitors because we play football. It's a sport. It's a competitive sport, right? So I just want to see strikers make a more valiant effort, or at least come out and just tell us they can't fix these exploits. That way, certain players won't waste their time and continue to say, well, the next patch, I'm going to give it one more patch. I'm going to give it one more chance. Hey, there's a new patch coming. And then boom, you just get this one little fix. Players are going to turn on the game and realize, like, wait a second, that fixed the goalies for mid-range shots or whatever. Maybe the goalies will be better now. Less of the 30-yard shots will score, whatever. Less just turn and shoot, goal, turn and shoot, goal. But there's still a lot of issues that the Rats can take advantage of and just continue to infest this game.